Yo, what does this man do in 3 years? Goddamn. So the head in charge made sure that Master had as many maids as he needs. Like, on one hand, I'm like, man, we didn't get to see any of the build up to this, but on the other hand, I kind of respect the fact that they ain't wasting their time with shit. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled Moe Gunin program. My Ams? The hallway, and now the the throne's broken. They're gonna get blamed for the f***ing throne being broken. No, bro. At the end of the day, I think this episode's probably gonna alienate half the people who watched the first episode, but I'm among the half that said this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, we ended the last episode with him gacha rolling a hot Maid waifu. Am I really that surprised to learn that he just continued to spam roll, unlike most of these idiot MCs who just rarely use their ability? Not really, I think it's actually pretty freaking brilliant. Make sure you drop a like on this video, help show your support, subscribe if you're new around here. There's also that hype feature as well if you are on mobile, it helps promote videos if you have it available. And Patreon is where you catch my full live reactions to all this and more. So, I like it. It was jarring at first, I'm not going to deny that. I was not ready for a 3-year time skip, and he's got Utopia basically built down below. Didn't see that coming at all. However, the more I think of it, the more I respect the fact that they skip past the bullshit setup. Not because setup's necessarily bad, it's just often with setup like this, we would have just had like 2 to 4 episodes of them alone in the dungeon. We would have had flirtatious maid banter, and she would have one-shot everything in that dungeon. He got thrown into the deepest parts of the dungeon, and seemingly went up against the strongest boss of the dungeon, at least that we know of. And the maid basically one-shot it. In theory, there was nothing in there that would have posed a threat. Doing the time skip is, yes, initially distracting, because you're like, wait, we ended the last episode, he wants revenge. Yeah, we got the hot maid, but where are we going with this? And just inserting a bajillion characters. I'm sure there'll be some flashbacks at times, potentially, but I think this is way better. It's almost like the first episode and probably the first handful of chapters of the source material. It's kind of like the traditional what you expect to kind of get people hooked in, and then you just get to what the story actually wanted to be. And for some people, the overly ridiculous and anime-feeling characters are not going to be their cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine. I love it, however. Silly can work. And I've even recently criticized, like, hey, this kind of feels a little too silly when this should be more serious. But it's a time and a place. If the main character's ability is gacha rolling waifus and husbandos, I'm more accepting of this being silly. Now here's the thing, I totally expect he's gonna have heads. I totally believe that wolf guy at the end, like one of the people who betrayed him, I think he will go one by one and kill people. I do. I mean, I feel like revenge isn't just, I'm going to spank you and make you apologize. No, I think he's going to go slaughter. However, the fact that down below in his little dungeon is this like utopia of people is just brilliant to me. And the fact that they all look like they were gacha rolled. Here's what I mean. If you've played video games that have gacha roll mechanics where you roll different, like, oh, here's a common card, here's a rare card, here's double SR, like, you just can tell looking at certain characters if they're the rarest of the rare and if it would have cost you $500 of credit card pulls. His quartet, they all look like they're rare pulls. And honestly, I like how anime they feel. The one girl's a cat, she acts like a cat and she uses it to her advantage to get pets and it pisses off the other. You got our immediate maid that we summoned who beats the living shit out of all the other maids, and honestly the whole dynamic of them like wanting to cause an uprising against the head maid because she takes his chambers for herself to clean and she's huffing his bed sheets, and every time they try to plot a rebellion she increases their punishment, goes from clean the entire ass hallway by hand to okay, you're trying to kill me, now you're also going to clean the throne room. Forgot to mention that apparently in the throne room before, one of our quartet broke part of the throne, so who knows how they're gonna play that one off. There's a swordswoman who just she's just skipping along. I'm being used for a maid rebellion? Thanks for telling me about this. Go buy yourself something cute. I don't know, I love her though. And then you got a buffsy witch. I'm starting to think though, a part of the mechanics about determining how rare someone is the size of their chest, and I kind of love that. It's absolutely stupid. But if our main character's ability is gambling, I kind of want it to be stupid. And I'm sure either by the end of episode 3 or episode 4, it's gonna get bloody. But the fact that the show's gonna have that whiplash of, like, I'm not sure if he's just gonna, like, immediately go and hunt all the people who wronged him and go back, like, one by one. I kind of feel like, given what they set up in this episode, they want to continue to go back to this dungeon. So I think it will probably be a case of maybe we hunt a person or two, go back to our dungeon, have, you know, peaceful fun times. But it's gonna be, if they do commit to it, which I think they will, of him slaughtering the people who betrayed him, he's gonna seem like a goddamn demon, a lord of darkness on the surface, and then he's gonna seem like a bundle of cinnamon down below. And that's fun to me. Is it gonna be the Mona Lisa, the Starry Night of masterpieces? No. But is it gonna be fun as boy? Oh, you bet your sweet ass it will be. And I mean, here, whether you like it or not, the more waifus you got, the more anime fans will focus. There's like a few things with anime fans. You jingle pretty visuals, you jingle fight scenes, and you jingle titties. If you got all three, you're absolutely set for success. But if you got at least one of those, yeah, you usually got the attention for at least a few episodes from your average anime fan. Whether you like it or not, it's how it works. I don't like Michael Bay, but his explosions do work for your average moviegoer. Just how it is. But it's fun, though. I mean, like I said, normally I feel like I'd probably have an issue with, like, what the hell? Like, you skipped past all the interesting setup. But it wouldn't have been interesting setup. It really wouldn't. It would have felt like... I mean, to a degree, I guess if it was like an episode, it might have been fun. But, like, after that episode of just watching her one-shot everything, there's no emotional stakes. And I'm always someone who says, like, you need to have a narrative behind the action. So, the narrative of just watching her slaughter, like, it might have been fun for an episode, but eventually it would have grew boring. Watching him go casually slaughter the people who wronged him, there's an emotional hook there, on top of just the visual eye candy. You see what I mean? Like, yeah, like, maybe some of the initial establishing stuff of his, like, little city and stuff would have been fun, but you can do that in flashback. But honestly, it's jarring in the initial, like, wait, what's happening? But it immediately works out for me. Incredibly fun. I personally like this even better than the first, but I'm not going to be surprised if I see some people tap out because they're like, oh, this isn't what I thought the show was going to be. I just think the more you think about it, the more brilliant the execution is on the lack of execution of the establishing setup. I don't know. Sure, it could fall off eventually, but I think this show's right up JC Staff's alley, and the voice actors that they're picking for so many of the characters, they fit the roles so well. You let me know what you thought, though, down below. I mean, if you're anime only like me, did it catch you off guard, and did you vibe with it, or did it catch you off guard and you said, okay, this isn't what I thought it was going to be? Let me know your thoughts down below, though, either way. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course, Patreon is where you catch my full live reactions to all this and more. Like, hey, I also like to give video shows to my patrons. So today we got Wendy, Tomaz's Koza, John Menger, Echo 5257, Dustin Stack, and we also have a Late Night Ridden. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and careful with them gacha rolls on your mom's credit card. Have a good one.